Hello, my friends. This is Nana for Tangle Time Arts, and today we're going to take a quick look at the tangle called Bales. Bales is one of the original tangles from Zentangle, and it's often used in an introductory tile, a beginner tile. But we're going to take a quick look at it, and you'll need some basic supplies, just a white tile or computer paper or a sketchbook. You'll need a black pen, a pencil, a tortillon, and you'll also need something to make a circle with. So we're going to get started with the pencil. And today I am just using a roll of tape to make my circle instead of a compass. And I'm just going to kind of center it on there and put that down and then trace the circle. That's pretty good there. All right, once we have our circle in place, we're going to get started with the black pen. And we're just going to simply make a line roughly about, I'm going to kind of mark this, just guess at the center there. And I'm just going to draw a line straight across. We're going to be forming a grid for this tangle. It's a grid tangle. And then we're just going to aura that line straight across. And then we'll do that again, keeping these spaces about the same, as much the same as we can. Okay. Then I'm going to turn this around because it's easier for me to work this way. And then I'm going to keep making those lines. I think we can get another one in here like that. You don't have to worry too much about them being exactly the same distance apart. And then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and we're going to do the same thing. This was our little center point here. So we're going to go straight across like that. And we're going to do the same thing and aura that line as well. And as you can see, we're starting to make a grid. Like that. This might have a little bit of space there. All right. Turn that around. And we'll finish off our grid. I think that's pretty good. So Bales is super simple. All we really have are straight lines, and then we're going to make curved lines. All right, so let's get started. You can start on any of these lines, and I'm just going to start from the left. And I'm simply between each intersection here, I'm just making a curved line. And I like to do all the same direction first. So I'm just going to continue to make those curved lines all the way down. And then I'm going to go to our next line here and do the same thing. So when I come to this spot where it's not an intersection, I just leave it where it would be, the intersection would be down here somewhere. So I'm just leaving it like that. And then I'm just going to keep going with my curved lines. And here we have a little bit of a curved line. And another little bit of a curved line. All right. And then I'm going to work on the other side, making a curved line this way. And what we're forming are these seed shapes. If it's easier for you to work, you could rotate and go this way as well. But I like to work this way and fill in my seed shapes. And then we'll go to the next line. And this really goes pretty quickly. And just keep working your way across the paper, enjoying the simplicity of this tangle. And we've got a little bit there. And we'll keep going. So we have these nice seed shapes, or they're also sometimes known as rice shapes. We're going to now rotate our tile 90 degrees. And we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. So we're going to start on the left and fill in those curves. And over here, we have a little bit of a line, and we can just do that. You might be working faster than I am or slower than I am, and that's fine. Everyone has their own pace. As long as you are enjoying the process, that's awesome. All right, cool. And then all we have to do is, just like we did before, work on the other side. And you see our seed shapes come out there. And you can actually see it's really cool because we've actually formed like circles within our circle here. All right, cool. Now there's different ways that you can finish this. You can add more, you can add auras around these, and that might be a cool way to go. Um, so why don't we give that a try? Just gonna fill that in there. So I'm just going to start um over here on this one, kind of aura each of the curves. And this is kind of extra. If you don't want to add the aura, then you can just leave it the way that it was. Shading will still be the same. All right. And then we're going to aura the other side. And these are thin auras, not very wide. But I like to add them for added interest. All right, cool. And then we're going to rotate 90 degrees and do the same thing. And then we're going to do the last side. So I missed one here. There we go. And you can see as we do this where our strokes meet, it gets this nice emphasis in the centers. And then we have these lovely interconnected circles here. All right, at this point, I'm going to take my pen and just kind of follow over that pencil line that we had before. There we go. And then I would like to add something in the centers. So in the centers, we are going to aura. I'm just starting at a random one. Um, we're going to aura on the inside. We're going to aura each of these lines, but very small on the inside. And again, this is optional. I'm just kind of embellishing a little bit. I think it's a little tricky in these areas. And then for these tiny areas, I like to ink them in. And sometimes you might want to rotate to fill that in. So although I like to ink them in, you don't have to. You can leave them the way that they were, if that's what you prefer. And I just randomly fill them in. I don't really go in any order. But you might have a different way of working your way around the tile. And there are many different tangulations of bales. This is just one way that you can work with this tangle. Super simple, super fun. Rotate a little bit to get this one inked in. All right. I might pull this one out to the edge like that. And we're almost finished. And you can fit bells in any shape as long as you can put your grid in there. All right, cool. Now it's time for us to do some shading. Yay, I love shading. And we're simply going to focus mostly on these center areas where there's an intersection. And you're going to add some graphite, kind of work with the side of your pencil, not the point, not the tip. And there are different ways that you can shade as well. This is just one of the ways. So I would invite you to play around with this tangle once we've finished our tile here. You can play around with it and discover different ways to shade and ink. And then I'm also going to add graphite around this outer edge here. Because today we're not adding any other tangles. We're only focusing on bales with the straight and the curved strokes. Like that. And once you have your graphite in there, then we can take our tortillon and we can work on blending that. So I'm going to go around the edge first. And when I work with a tortillon, I'm putting the tip on that ink line there and I rub back and forth, but I'm also pulling it towards me. Remember to rotate your towel as you go. Okay, and once we've done that, then we're just going to blend these centers. Start in the center with circular motion and then make your circular motions larger. And there we have it. We have our tile with bales. You can take your pen and add your initials, add your chop. You can either work it into your piece, or today I'm just going to actually put my chop in the corner. And then I'm going to flip this over and I like to put my name on there and also the date. And this was our weekly tangle. And I think we might be on week 5. I'll have to double check. I'll put it in the description. And this was Bales. And this was, I would call it like original Bales. All right. So that's Bales. And there you have it, our finished tile. It looks pretty cool. And you can play around with that. Again, there's different tangulations. You could try putting it in a square or a seed shape or a random shape, a triangle. It's going to fit anywhere that you can put your grid in to work with. So have fun with this one. It's simple, but it's great to fall back on, especially if you're working with larger pieces and maybe you're at a point where you can't decide what to put in. This is great to fill in those areas. All right, thanks for joining me today, and thank you all for subscribing. This is great for me to learn as well as for you to learn. And I'm so happy to be on this journey with you all. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.